As a test prep coach, I've talked to a ton of parents and students out there who are wondering about the digital SAT test. And let me tell you guys, there are a ton of misconceptions floating around about this new SAT. So as someone who's already been working for months helping international students prep for this new iteration, I am going to debunk 6 common myths I've heard people share with me about this new test. Let's get into it. First, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet, because it's my mission to reach and impact as many students as I possibly can with free guidance, tips, and resources that will help you guys improve your scores. So if you subscribe to my channel, you are supporting this cause and you will help me be able to come out with future quality content to support you guys on your journey to college. So thank you in advance for subscribing. I appreciate your support. All right, myth number 1. There aren't enough resources and materials to prep for the digital SAT. Guys, this is a complete myth. Yes, College Board only released 4 official tests for the digital SAT. But there's a plethora of really good quality resources out there that you guys can also use. I'm gonna link in the description a blog post that I wrote about the top digital resources that I would recommend for you guys, so definitely check that out. Here's what I would say. The most important thing is to not burn through the 4 full practice tests on Bluebook exams. Those are the official College Board ones. What you want to do is find great materials that are made by third parties or even Khan Academy or College Board's question bank, and start to practice and target your weaknesses and target certain types of questions and learn how to do them. You want to save these full tests for later once you've been practicing different types of questions over and over again. That being said, I am so proud to say at STP we came out with the most amazing workbooks for the digital SAT. We have an English digital SAT workbook and a math digital SAT workbook, and they are just so useful and helpful. And what I would say to you guys is we're about to do a free giveaway for these workbooks. If you're interested and you want in on that, definitely subscribe to our email list so you won't miss out. So I will link up here to our website and down below. Once you go to our website, just wait like 10 seconds or so for a subscribe box to pop up. Put in your information, you'll be on our list, so then you can get the workbooks when they're available. All right, myth number 2, I hate taking tests on the computer. Guys, I totally hear where you're coming from. When we're uncomfortable and we're not used to doing something, it's kind of hard to want to go that route. And I was the same way as you. I was definitely in your shoes. When I heard the SAT was going digital, I was like, oh, I hate tests on the computer. But listen, I've been prepping students for this test for about 8 months now, and I will tell you that actually I think I like the digital SAT version more than the paper test. So don't knock it till you try it. Give it a whirl. There's definitely some benefits to doing this test over the paper one. As long as you strategize how you're gonna write things out, it's really not that bad. All right, myth number 3, I should wait until my junior year to start. Guys, this is a huge myth. So many people out there think that 11th grade is the year you should do the SAT, and that is completely false. Junior year is a very rigorous year. So for the most part, you're gonna have your most honors classes, AP classes, IB classes, and you're really, really involved in activities and extracurriculars. Trying to pad your resume, that's a terrible thing to say. You're passionate about them. You're not really trying to pad it, but you know what I mean. You're working on building your resume for when you apply to college as well. So if you can, I would recommend you actually start with the SATs your sophomore year. You know, you can get it out of the way, and then you don't have to worry about it when things start getting crazy your junior and the beginning of your senior year. A great time to start sophomore year is if you're in honors math. So if you're already in Algebra 2 your sophomore year, I would say get started with the SATs. But even if you're not already in Algebra 2, you could even just start with the English portions your sophomore year because they're super scoring. So I would definitely say if you can, don't wait. The worst thing that I've found with some of my students is they start too late junior year and then prepping bleeds into their senior year. And when you're trying to write college essays and fill out applications and do all that extra stuff, trying to get a better SAT score, it becomes a lot, and my seniors are always so stressed out. So if you can start as a sophomore, definitely do it. All right, myth number 4, I can't get a bad score because then schools will see it. Guys, don't worry about this at all because colleges are only gonna see the SAT scores that you submit to them. You could take the test 20 times, and if you only submit one test date scores, they will not know about the other 19 times. I'm not saying I would recommend doing it 20 times. That's a whole other story. I don't want you guys to get burnt out, so definitely don't do that. But you know what I mean. Now, that being said, if you're registered for a test and you don't feel ready to take it yet, I would recommend you still go in and take it. It's gonna get the jitters out. You will get a feel for what it's like to be in the testing environment. Then when you take your next test and you are ready, you're gonna be more comfortable and more prepared because you'll know what to expect. All right, myth number 5, the math is harder on the digital SAT. This is a loaded myth, and let me just kind of address this because in a way, I can see why people would say that. When you get down to the end of the second module, like the last 10 questions in math, it does appear harder. The algebra is more sophisticated, your answer choices aren't integers, they're funky decimals. Okay, looks intimidating. But listen, you guys have a graphing calculator for this entire test. On the paper test, you didn't have a calculator for one of the sections. You have a built-in Desmos calculator, which is like so clutch and makes things so much easier. If you know how to use these tools effectively, I would argue that the math sections on the digital SAT are actually easier than the paper sections. All right, if you're finding this video helpful so far, go ahead and show me some love. Hit the like button below and let's get to myth number 6. All right, guys, myth number 6, I don't need SAT scores. I can't tell you how many times I've heard this. The test optional landscape has lulled everybody into an utter and sheer state of complacency. Now, take advantage of this because if most students don't care anymore and don't want to work on the SAT and don't want to submit a score, when you do work on it and you do have a good score and you do submit it, it's going to help you shine more than the herd. You want to separate yourself from the herd. That's what an SAT score will do. Not to mention, if you have a lower GPA, it helps offset that. You can get thousands of dollars in merit-based scholarship money. It will help colleges know what to place you in as far as level of courses. There's just so many benefits to having an SAT score. So my recommendation, and typically like the entire industry, college planners, test prep, coaches, etc., will recommend you take an SAT because you want to leave your options open. I mean, I love options. I don't know about you guys, but I would want to have more choices. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today. I appreciate you watching it all the way to the end. If you stuck with me until now, go ahead and comment below, Mythbuster, because then I'll know you made it all the way to the end of this video, and I truly, truly appreciate you all. Until next time, you guys, happy prepping.